Hang on one sec.
Brian's broken again.
No, hang on. It was just, I think it's on the wrong microphone.
Oh.
Okay. Wait, shit, what the hell? One sec, sorry. Okay, I'm actually ready now. I am recording.
Me too.
Everybody else recording? Okay.
Yep.
Cool. You're listening to episode 90 of the Station 71 podcast. My name is Mario, and this week I'm joined by my co-hosts,
Beth?
Brian?
And Kirsten.
So we're kind of taking an idea from our live show that's coming up, and we're going to do some listener questions. A lot of these are actually really old, and I just want to apologize now that we haven't really answered these, and they've been sitting in our email for a while, so I'm sorry about that. But as always, let's dive into our news first. So the first thing on our list here is that Up, A Great Bird Adventure is closing for some changes. Should really surprise no one if you listen to our podcast. Apparently the show is not very great. But back in April 2018, the show was changed from the original Flights of Wonder to include characters from the movie Up. It's been pretty poorly received, and it'll close from September 8th to September 14th to reopen on the 15th with some changes that have not been announced yet.
They better bring back the dollar bill trick. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I'm definitely happy that they're taking a step back and hopefully returning this to its former glory, or at least closer to it.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm normally not that outspoken or bothered that much by shoehorning IPs into attractions, but this one was just really, really bad.
Yeah.
I never got to see it, so.
You didn't miss
either.
anything.
I'm sure there are recordings we can watch and laugh at.
I mean, if you'd never seen the original show, then it probably wouldn't be that terrible. But knowing what it used to be and seeing what the Up IP is kind of taken away from the attraction, it's very sad.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't seen it either. I thought about it on the last trip, but then I remembered how much we didn't like it. So I said I've got better things to do with my time. So next up on our list of things to talk about is that they have announced what looks like the first wave of narrators for the 2019 Epcot Candlelight Processional. Again, they're doing all this stuff way early, but none of these should surprise anyone. It looks like Neil Patrick Harris is coming back, Whoopi Goldberg, Gary Sinise, Pat Sajak, Stephen Chapman, and Edward James Olmos. So
It's always
ever seen that.
the Candlelight Processional.
Yeah,
No.
Nope.
me either.
Nope.
I mean,
It's
from
on-
what I heard, it's just them like kind of retelling the story of Christmas with the choir, right?
I've heard it's like amazing though. Some people who see it regularly, like there are people who are like massive followers and like love it.
Yeah, it's on my Disney bucket list because I've heard a lot of really good things about it, but it's just one that I haven't decided to pull the trigger on yet.
It just is to me like a big chunk of time
Yeah.
to sit there. I don't know. I guess it's the same concept as like the Garden Rocks or whatever, Eat to the Beat.
Yeah, but when
It's just
you do,
like too much time. It's like I can walk by it and see it, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's fine. Boyz II Men is playing, but This, I feel like you have to like sit there the whole time to get the full effect, and it's just like I don't know, not willing to sacrifice my time, especially around the holidays.
This is one of those things that I feel like it's a thing that people that go to Disney very often do to like change it up, and that's exciting. So, I mean, it's something I want to do eventually, but again, not in any rush to do.
Yeah, same.
I think it'll be when there's like someone there that I'm really, really interested in. That'll be when I'm like, okay, now I have to do it.
It's always interesting to me how they don't put the big celebrities on the big holidays a lot of times. Like Edward James Olmos is on Christmas Day. And I'm like, do people really know who he is? Is he a big deal?
I don't know who he is.
The only thing I like looked at his IMDb when I saw this article, and the only thing I recognized him from was playing Selena's dad in the movie. And that movie came out in like the early 90s.
Hmm.
And I think he's like voices a character on Elena of Avalor. So I guess
Yeah.
that's the connection. But I just think it's interesting that they didn't put someone bigger on Christmas Day.
Maybe they
Yeah.
couldn't
Yeah.
find anyone.
So what?
Maybe they couldn't find anyone.
All the big celebrities want to be
One
with their
has to say, it's
families.
just like, yeah, I have to be with my children this year.
Yeah.
But-
True. That's a good point.
I mean, does Disney really need to draw people in for specific holidays? I think that's the other thing.
Yeah, that's
That's a good
true.
point too.
Not having any issues bringing people in on Christmas Day, I'm sure.
Right. And I feel like putting bigger names in places that aren't specific holidays is probably more of a reason for people to book trips and stuff.
It's a really good point.
So, next one here, I'm going to say this with like take this with a grain of salt kind of thing because I don't think Disney has officially announced any of this stuff. But it's something that we definitely want to talk about. There are supposedly some big changes coming to Epcot, which I think we kind of speculated since this is the last park to really get any love. But looks like, let's scroll through this list, a lot of stuff in Future World, including the Camera Center under Spaceship Earth. The Pin Central is also scheduled to close. Club Cool, Interventions, more Intervention stuff, the character spots, the Art of Disney store, and I think the other article mentioned something about Mouse Gear, didn't it?
Yes, Mouse Gear is closing. Or it's moving somewhere else temporarily, but the building is closing, which is what matters to some of us.
I feel like, I mean, I don't know. Some of this has just been wasted space. At least this part of it has just been wasted space for a little bit. Like all of the Intervention stuff, they don't really do anything in there anymore. So that's fine. But like Club Cool still had some traffic.
Oh, definitely. That was at least
Yeah.
once every time we went to Epcot, we were hitting up Club Cool.
Yeah, for sure.
And like if this follows the plans of that entire section, like that means the Starbucks is closing, which like I don't think I've really seen anybody in Fountain View. Like at least not as crowded as the one on Main Street. Like that's definitely not the busiest Starbucks on property.
Yeah.
So
So I don't think it mentions it in this article, but I believe I saw somewhere else that the plan was for the Art of Disney to move where the Camera Center is now,
that's interesting.
which I guess I'm fine with that. And along those lines, I'm hoping that means that Penn Central or whatever will be the new Penn store will actually move to like a interior location.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I think it's supposed to move into the camera store eventually as like the new permanent location. If I
Maybe that's what it was. It wasn't the oh geez.
Art of Disney.
Yeah, Art of Disney that it was the Penn. So something was supposed to be moving to where the Camera Center is now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what I read on another article.
Yeah. I don't know. A lot of these are very bizarre to me. I don't know if I think that the pin store would. I mean, is that less space than it had before?
I
Or
no, I would think that'd be a little bit more like that little pin kiosk is. I mean, because they really only use like one side of it. It's not even like I don't know. I feel like that could be there could be pins on both sides of that thing, and it's a very very small space. I mean, the camera center isn't huge by any means,
I
but
don't think I've ever even been in there.
it's not that big. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, but I agree with Brian. I think at least traffic, like foot traffic, will be easier if it moves to the camera center because it's not as, I don't know, closed quarters as the Penn Central is. I feel like I'm always like bumping into people.
Well, the other thing about Pin Central was when that was like really popular and pin trading was like the big thing. They used to have tables out front of it, so you could go and like lay out the collector books and stuff and trade off of them. And those have since disappeared. So like, I guess the need for them to have all that open space isn't that great anymore.
yeah, that's definitely a good point. I don't see a lot of people bringing the whole notebooks full and actually trading those collections in the parks anymore.
Yeah. And if they do, it's more than likely probably in Disney Springs. Like that
Right.
would be where I would think people would go for that. I also read in another article that Fountains of Nations were the Fountains of Nations, whatever they're called, Fountain of Nations, whatever it is supposed to be closing too. Which I don't know if I believe that. I don't know what I believe anymore about Disney rumors.
Yeah, I don't think that makes a lot of sense to take out that structure that's not really doing anything. Like it's not really preventing the flow of traffic. I mean, I guess
Yeah.
it could open it up and make space for more people, but like I don't know. It just seems like a lot of work and restructuring for not that much benefit to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously they're trying to pretty much completely revamp, Future World, but I think it would be kind of nice to have that one callback, to the old Future World. I guess that's kind of oxymoronic there, but I think, Fountain of Nations would be a good use for that. Like that could be the callback.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a couple other things in here in this article. I think Future World is really the big thing that we wanted to talk about because, like, I'm not too sure about any of this other stuff.
It's gonna be a ghost town.
It's gonna be weird the next like year or so.
Mhm.
It's like how the Streets of America like started being whenever they were shutting down everything for Star Wars, but it's like right at the front of the park.
Ouch, my heart. So I guess we can move on to the next topic, which this one's kind of fun. Pop Fusion fruit and wine pops at Pizza Point in Disney Springs have apparently come out, and apparently they've also been available at Via Napoli food cart since March. Someone else dropped that in there.
Yeah, I did. And I noticed that the price is like $12 or $13 at the food cart, but they're like $9 at Disney Springs, which I still think is ridiculous for a pop. But like $12 to $13, like
Yeah,
just for being inside the park.
that's steep.
Like, and they have less than 5% alcohol by volume. Like,
I was just gonna ask you.
oh yeah,
like,
I looked into it
I was like, I don't see anything in this article, but I'm glad you did your research.
because I mean, like, I like a good fad thingy just as much as the next person, but I'm not gonna pay $9 for something that's not even gonna give me a buzz.
Yeah.
That's just
Like, at
kind of
that point,
ridiculous.
If you want, like, buy a non-alcoholic pop and an alcoholic drink for pretty much the same price.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, these sound like they would be good though, and I would buy them just for the novelty of buying them. So maybe I'm a little odd there. But it looks like the flavors that they have for the alcoholic side are the white sangria, berry sangria, mango mimosa, Back Porch Peach, Sparkling Strawberry, and then the non-alcoholic, they have Strawberry Lemonade, Peach Mango, Florida Orange, Strawberry, Chocolate Dipped Strawberry, and Watermelon.
Literally nothing sounds more disgusting to me than an alcoholic popsicle.
Really?
I hate popsicles and I hate alcohol, so yeah, really.
I mean, I've had like alcoholic popsicles before, not this brand Pop Fusion, but other brands, and I mean they're fine, but like it's 100% about the novelty of it. Like they taste good, but like Brian said, it's just as soon get a non-alcoholic one and an alcoholic beverage for the same effect or a better effect, honestly.
Yeah. So I guess that's going to move us into our actual show topic. Which before we get started in that, we got to mention our live show coming up. I know we've been talking about this on every episode since we announced it, but we're going to be doing another live show for our 2-year anniversary. It's going to be lots of fun. You get to hang out with us, chat live, talk about Disney, and talk about some of the things that we've got planned. We've got some trivia. We've got a bunch of stuff going on. But you can join us live on July 26th, Friday, at 8 o'clock p.m. If you want to go find the event page on YouTube, which is where we're going to be live streaming it, you can go to bit.ly-s7 and in all caps live 2, and that'll take you right to our YouTube page where you can subscribe to our channel, and you can also set a reminder for the live show that's coming up in 15 days. So that's very exciting. I'm super excited for that. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Had a lot of fun last year with it too, so hopefully everybody comes out again like they did last year.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
Bring your questions. Bring I don't know, just come talk to us because it's a lot of fun to get to know the people that we're talking to every week that we don't get to really talk to.
And leave us voicemails and we'll play them on the show or call. That's super fun to talk to you guys.
Yeah. So if you want to do that, I guess I should probably mention how you can leave those. I mean, I mentioned it every week at the end of our episodes, but if you want to get in touch with us before our live show, you can send us an email at station71podcast@gmail.com, or you can call the Google Voice number. It's 561-899-6441. It'll ring through to a voicemail where you can leave us a message and we'll play it back on the show. I know we've gotten like a couple questions specifically for the live show. So yeah, it's going to be lots of fun. And then maybe we'll roll some of these in because I don't know how much time we're going to end up taking up with this. But yeah.
And we'll have prizes.
Yes.
TBD. We'll let you know soon though.
So questions. We always get stuff sent to our email and it doesn't always get answered on the show. So we kind of wanted to throw some of these together just to chat about some stuff that maybe we couldn't fit in a whole episode or just time didn't allow us to answer them quickly. So yeah, hopefully you'll hear a question that you sent in. And if not, I'll roll it into our live show notes and we'll try to answer it then. So first one on here, this one was fairly recent. A listener, Will, sent us a message that said, "What is your favorite quick service restaurant?" And dead silence.
Well, see, mine is like conflicting because like if I'm going to actually eat like a meal, that I don't know. I have a few, but as far as like strictly like what I'm going for, Casey's. Like Casey's fries every single time I go to Magic Kingdom. That's my spot.
Yeah. Casey's is definitely my Magic Kingdom go-to, but I think my all-time favorite out of any of the parks is the Thule Canteen.
Oh yes, absolutely.
It really kind of like blurs the line between table service and counter service, but I mean like it is technically counter service or quick service, so
yeah, I always forget about that for quick service because it's such quality that it doesn't feel like it.
It really, I mean, it is. You're getting, decent sit-down quality food for, the convenience and the price of a quick service meal.
and real plates
Yes, real
and real
fancy.
silverware, like that makes a big difference, you know? It's like you got to feed your eyes before you feed your belly.
I think
Uh,
I have a holdout from back when I used to do the dining plan before it was not cost effective. And that's Wolfgang Puck Express at Disney Springs, like over on the west side or wherever like everything is trendy and all that stuff. Because it's like so much value for a quick service credit. But in the parks, be our guest at lunch. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's another one that
I
I always
just-
forget about.
Yeah, that one to me almost like I know it's technically quick service, but like you basically have to make a reservation. So to me, that one also never really comes to mind.
True.
I naturally want to say Cosmic Rays just because the atmosphere like is really
The
nice, but
nostalgia, it's just classic.
yeah, and like that's just one that I think Disney when I think of Cosmic Rays, but like the food isn't top tier to me.
Yeah,
but
but
you saying
you get serenaded by an
yes,
Indian.
you
Yeah.
get Sunny Eclipse.
That makes up for it.
Yeah, I really want to say that one, but I want to go with Pecos Bills because I think that the food there is actually like not as bad as a lot of people make it out to be, and
I
even
like
though they've
it.
and even though they've downsized a little bit on the toppings bar and everything, like it's still really good.
Wait, what was the last report on this? Is the guacamole there or not?
No, it's not.
not.
But last I checked, it's still at Restaurantosaurus. So I'm also going to throw that one out there as
Well,
kind of an underdog.
shout out to Pecos Bills because whenever I go to Disney and decide to live in the tunnels and I'm poor, I'm gonna go up there and eat off the toppings bar forever and just live on tomatoes. So
Well, that's another one that like even if you're thinking value, like you can load up on food because of that toppings bar.
Mm-hmm. Just order some like tortilla chips and you can make some nachos real easy. There's your Disney money saving hack of the day.
Stealing food.
It's not stealing, it's taking advantage.
It's not stealing if you pay for the nachos.
Exactly.
Oh. So I'm gonna skip around on this list just so I don't take from like the same people all the time. Does anybody have one on here that they wanna answer?
Well, it kind of ties into the question we were just talking about, best places in the parks to eat or best value for table service.
ooh.
Oh.
And that's from listener Acadia. So thanks for that. I don't know. Best place. I don't know if I've mentioned this on the show yet, but I wanted to tell you guys I finally ate at Skipper Canteen on my last trip.
Oh yes.
And it was absolutely amazing and I would highly recommend it. Like we literally spent like 15 minutes after we were done eating just like looking at stuff in there because there's so many like little Easter eggs hidden and it's really fun. So I'm gonna throw that one out there. I don't know value as far as money goes. I don't know if I would say because it is kind of on the pricier side because it's table service, but it's 100% worth it in my opinion.
Yeah, for what I mean, it's not really that much more than most of the other table service restaurants throughout the parks, but you're getting a lot more atmosphere for it.
And it's really good. Like you're not paying a bunch of money for bad food. So
Yeah, that's definitely
And like
true.
like I said when we came back from this last vacation, Brian told me when we were talking about it on the episode that we did with that I have to be adventurous with that one, and that's like the place to do it because I ordered stuff out of my comfort zone and it was like the best food. So that's stuff. Like, the thing that I like about Skipper Canteen is how unique it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say best value. I think Via Napoli is pretty good value, compared like if you get I really only get the pizza, but like
She's only there for the atmosphere.
the waiter atmosphere.
But I do think it's pretty good value for how much it costs. Like, and if you're with a bunch of people and you get the Mezzo Metro pizza, it's like an experience.
It really is.
There were like, I think 5 of us, and we got one of those Mezzo Metro pizzas, and I think that was just about the perfect size. There might have been some left over.
I would probably agree with that because I once tried to eat it with 3 people, including myself, and it was a task. So it is definitely a good value when you have, a nice size group of people.
Yep, I kind of agree with that one. Can I, even though it's not in the park, can I say Ohana because that is like my
Eat
ultimate...
until you throw up.
Yep.
That's like where you need to just fast all day so that you're fully prepared to eat as much as possible.
I mean, honestly, it's on the monorail loop, so it's basically in the park.
Yeah. And here's the thing. So, like, Kirsten said it earlier with the quick service. Like, she doesn't do dining plan because of the value, but, like, table service is really where you start to see a lot of the value in the dining plan. Like, this being 1 credit alone is worth it. Skipper Canteen being 1 credit alone, like, that makes it a good go-to for me for these restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because I'm still like one of the few people that's stuck on the dining plan, even though knowing that the value is not there.
It's about the convenience. We get it. Like, it makes sense sometimes just to have the convenience of things. You're paying that little extra.
Yeah, no, I kind of, that's what it always makes it, like, comes down to for me, is the convenience of not having to worry about, like, budgeting for food. It's already prepaid. I just have to worry about tip.
Yeah.
So kind of on that, let's talk about best places to have a drink on property.
Oh, this is easy, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Anywhere that serves Coke products.
What was that?
Anywhere that serves Coke products.
So Club, basically.
So Club Cool, yeah.
No, because they don't have actual Coke there. It's ridiculous.
Wait, have you been to the Coke store thing in Disney Springs? Because that was an experience.
No.
Oh, we did that on our last trip, and that was a lot of fun. I mean,
do you get free Coke?
No, but they did have like a bunch of different stuff that you could try, and we had like a float thing. So it was like a little sampler of all of the floats that they had. It was really just like all of the Coke products with it was that was the word I was looking for. It was basically everything, like every Coke product with like custard in it, but it was still really cool to try.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I mean they had some cool stuff, and it's the rooftop bar is really cool. It's a nice view over Disney Springs.
Yeah, let's get back to the bar aspect because that's what the question was actually about. Not just where can you get something to drink. Although I would recommend the Coke's rooftop beverage, whatever it's called, bar. It's really cool and the view is nice.
Yeah.
But the thing that comes to my mind when I think about wanting to drink on property.
Say it on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Trader Sam's.
Trader Sam's.
Well, yes, of course. That's an experience. Like, it's not just a place to drink. It's like, I don't know, iconic.
Yeah, like even if you don't want to drink, like just going in there and sitting around and watching everything that happens is a blast. So, I know. I feel like anytime this question gets brought up, we immediately jump to Trader Sam's. But I think there are also a lot of other very cool places around the parks to drink. Tequila bar.
I have not mentioned La Cava de Tequila in a very long time, and I feel very bad about that because pre-Trader Sam's, that was my favorite drinking spot.
One of my favorites is Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar, also at Disney Springs. I pretty much every time I go to Disney Springs, go there.
Mm-hmm. They do really, really good specialty drinks there. That's one of my favorite things about Jock Lindsay's.
Mm-hmm. And it's a nice, like, themed atmosphere as well. Like, you kind of still feel like you're getting a Disney experience.
It's almost like Trader Sam's Light.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
And it's a lot more convenient and easier to get into. So
Mm-hmm. For sure. Also, just want to give a shout out to Spice Road Table Bar in Morocco. Not because the drinks are amazing. Like, the specialty drinks are fine, whatever. But those Moroccan bartenders pour them heavy. So you're definitely getting your money's worth there. Shout out to all you Moroccan bartenders.
You know what we haven't talked about in a while in terms of Disney bars? Nomad Lounge.
Oh,
I feel like you talked that up big time a really
that
long
what's
time
at
ago. What was that?
Is that what's at Tiffin's?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's attached to Tiffin's.
Yeah, I want to go there so bad.
It's nice. Yeah, I like it a lot. They also have some really good like small plates there too, like spring rolls and stuff. And it's also got a nice little patio that I like sitting on.
hmm Though, of course, if we're talking about bars, I would be remiss if we did not bring up the River Roost Lounge.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
hmm
Get to sit, listen to some Yeehaw Bob, and have a drink.
Definitely. Another thing on Disney property that you really just like. It's not just going and drinking. You're getting basically free, super interactive entertainment. So definitely one to check out.
Can I just say I have one that I want to not necessarily not recommend, but I want to see if you guys have been to Abracadabar.
I think you're the only one that's been there, and we talked about how bad it is, and that's why
I've
I
been
didn't
there.
go. Oh,
I was just very disappointed in it. Like, I thought it was going to be a kind of Trader Sam's, Jock Lindsay's-esque place
Yeah,
where it was like,
very themed place.
yeah,
It
but it's just
wasn't.
like all the drinks have like magician related names, but none of them have any like, I was at least expecting like some dry ice or something, give a little smoke and stuff, but I was very let down by that.
Yeah, me too.
I have never been here, but I just want to say, as somebody that generally likes pun names for bars and attractions and stuff, I don't like this.
really? I thought this would be right up your alley.
I don't know. Something about this pun it doesn't sit right with me. Don't know
It's
what
like-
it is.
It feels weird coming out of
doesn't
your
roll off
mouth.
the tongue.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So let's pick one of these from Kelsey, because she's the only other one that we haven't answered. We've talked a lot about food, so
We'll come back to food maybe. Or should we keep talking about food?
let's skip food for now.
Okay. What
think we-
about merchandise?
Oh, that one could be fun. Yeah, so this one was, what is your favorite Disney merchandise to hunt for? From listener Kelsey.
Outside of the obvious pins,
Not me.
Yeah,
So I try, like, it depends on what's popular. Like, Pandora was big, so I got a Pandora bead every time, but I feel like that's kind of falling off. Alex and Ani, I typically get an Alex and Ani every time I go. But I don't wear them as much anymore, so I might stop doing that. But consistently, every time I go, I get a new keychain. It sounds super lame, but like I just love having a Disney keychain on my key ring. And it's hard for me to find ones that I like because I don't want anything with characters on it. I don't want anything that's like obvious or like tacky. And a lot of Disney stuff kind of is tacky. So I just want something really simple, and I usually find like the most options at Mouse Gear, which is why I'm very sad that Mouse Gear is closing. But yeah, that's pretty lame and boring, but that's what I like to do, is get a keychain.
I don't think that's lame and boring. I actually am not, like, I used to be a really big keychain person, but then I had like a 2-pound key ring
I
and
used
had to
to-
stop
I've
doing that.
I've downsized, and now I'll trade them out. So I keep all my old ones. But when I get a new one, I like take the old one off. So I just have right now I have like a Wishes one and then a Share keychain and then my keys.
There it is.
What
Drink.
can I say?
We're missing Country Bear Jamboree on this one, and then we're good to wrap it up for this week. We've talked
don't
about drinking.
I don't see a way I can squeeze it in here either, so we might miss out.
Oh
Yeah, I don't know.
no. I was just gonna say also that I, not being a keychain person anymore, surprisingly got a keychain last time I was there, and I feel like it is exactly the kind of keychain that you would think is a good one, Kirsten. It's I don't know if you've seen, it's like a motel keychain, but it's kind of
Mhm.
like a leatherette material, and it's for the Tower of Terror.
Ooh, no, I haven't seen that one. I
Oh,
saw
yeah.
they used to have that one that was like a hotel keychain, but it was like giant and plastic.
Oh no, this one's like a nice little leatherette kind of material. So I was like, wow, I don't normally get keychains, but I want this one.
I'll have to look if I ever go back.
I don't. This one's really hard. Like, I think usually what ends up happening for me is I kind of just like, I see something I want to buy, and then I sit on it for the whole trip, and then don't ever find it again, and just don't buy it. Like, aside from pins, because pins are like the big thing that like I hunt down, and then like I always tend to come home with a sweatshirt. I don't know if that's like a thing that I hunt down, but like it's definitely something that always happens.
Spirit jerseys have also become a thing for me.
Yes, definitely. But I have like a drawer full because I get one everywhere, and I really can't keep buying them.
Did you see the lightweight ones that they're putting out now?
Yeah, that seems weird.
Defeats the purpose of the giant Spirit jersey.
I really enjoy finding like small, kind of like crafty things. Like I've said on here before, like I collect Lego. So obviously, if there's like a small Lego set that's Disney themed that comes out, I'm all for that. I like the little Metal Earth sculptures, and they've even started putting out these like cardboard, like put together shadow box things. Like I love little things like that I get to take home, and then it gives me something to do, like with it after I get home, and then obviously I can put it up and display it after that. So those things are cool to me.
So, do you actually do the Middle Earth ones?
Yeah, I have the Haunted Mansion one, which was like I do Legos a lot and stuff, and really enjoy that. And like the Metal Earth ones are actually pretty challenging to do. So
That's what I was gonna ask. Is how long does it take?
See, I'm really like perfectionist when I do like little crafty things like that. So with the Metal Earth one, like you get the flat sheets, and once you punch them out, like you have to bend them and everything. And I probably spent so much time like trying to get all the curves bent perfectly and everything. It took me like I would sit down and do it for an hour or two, and I think it probably took me like an entire weekend to do it. I would say a less perfectionist person, or just a normal person, would probably sit down and knock it out in like an hour or two.
Really?
I've never done one, but now I'm interested because I love doing that, and I love Lego.
Oh yeah.
I want the castle, like the giant one, so bad, but when it's finished, I don't want it anymore. I just want to put it together.
You're the kind of person that like puts a puzzle together and then just takes it right back apart, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, what am I supposed to do with it? I admire it.
You frame it, or I don't know.
I don't have enough walls for that.
You pass it along to someone else and let them enjoy it.
Well, then I'll do the Disney, the giant Lego castle, and then sell it to somebody else, one of y'all, for like half price.
There you go.
I guess I'll throw in an answer for my wife in here too. The Disney coffee mugs. I can't tell you how many Disney coffee mugs we were sitting on in this household.
Yeah,
Oh my
that's weird.
God.
Every trip he gets a coffee mug. That's like his one thing that he comes home with because he doesn't like stuff. And so, yeah.
I'm really bad about cups in general. Like, like a lot of the Tervis tumblers like for the festivals that I've gotten, and sippers, like the Orange Bird zipper that was at Flower and Garden. I was like, I can't not get this. But it's just like stuff like that. I'm just like, I need to stop buying cups. Like my cabinet is completely full. I have no more space for cups, but I still want them. That's my weird, like, just cups in general.
Yeah, ours have started like we have little display shelves in our kitchen, so they have like started spilling out from where the coffee cups actually go into all these other little display cabinets throughout the kitchen. And but like my wife actually uses them, which is a funny thing. And like she has one that I think she's probably bought like 3 times because the one keeps getting messed up, so she buys the same one again and keeps using it, and then it gets messed up again, so she gets it again. So
what
So
is
she's got-
it?
it's I know one for sure that she has bought multiple times is one of the Fort Wilderness ones.
Mm.
So
That's
Uh,
decent.
Honorable mention, I also have a Wawa Tervis tumbler.
I
Do
and
wish
I-
you realize?
I do. I was in Wawa and I saw it. I was like, how could I not get this?
If they sold like glammed out Yeti tumblers, I would totally buy those. But
I would totally, like, I don't know if I would pay like $40 for one, which is probably what the upcharge would be at Disney, but
Well, the Yeti tumblers in general are like 55.
really?
I think
Oh
so.
my god, that is ridiculous to me.
I
I
have,
would
like, I
pay
have a million.
$55 for a cup. No
We
thanks.
have way too many in our house, but that's like my mom and all of her like friends. That's what they do is like buy each other these Yetis. So I have like a bunch of handoffs.
It's so hard to convince. Like, I know that they're like super high quality and stuff, but when you can get a knockoff for like $14, it's really hard to talk myself into getting like a genuine Yeti.
Yeah, I don't really think that there's that big of a difference between Yeti and Arctic. I personally like the Arctic ones.
I mean, they keep stuff cold long enough for me. I don't need it to be cold for 48 hours. I'm not going to be drinking it for that long.
So
What
I just realized that the other one that we didn't answer was there's one on here from our listener Trisha. It says planning a day at Epcot that includes drinking around the world. How do you pace yourself, and what rides experiences would you go on and see or avoid after 11 drinks?
I'm going to remove myself from answering this question.
Well, Trisha, it's funny you would mention that. We actually have an entire episode about that, but we could do a little summary, I think.
Quick recap. I think the best thing that we can answer is like pacing yourself, and then the attractions you would probably want to see or avoid. Let's just say avoid Test Track and Mission Space, and anything else might be cool, maybe.
Honestly, avoid Mission Space if you've had anything to drink, not just 11 drinks.
Unless you're
Well-
tough and you can handle it, like me.
see,
Wait, hold on. Let's
You
back
don't, but
this
you
up.
don't drink.
I know, but I could probably eat like a full meal and go on Mission Space immediately and be 100% fine.
I
Like,
definitely could
It
not. I
doesn't
have to.
bother me at all.
I have like a time frame. If I'm planning on riding Mission Space, it's like this is when I eat, and this is how long I wait, and then I can ride it, or I
I-
will puke.
Things like that don't bother me. Like being dizzy or whatever, like it takes so much for me to even get dizzy, like going backwards, looking backwards in cars, like none of it.
Oh man, no, I get motion sick really bad. Like I can't even watch my boyfriend play like VR games on the screen. It like makes me super nauseous. It's weird. I know.
see, I think drinking around the world is getting kind of played out. That it should be like drinking around the solar system. So you have to get a drink in every country, and then you have to ride Mission Space.
Oh no, no.
Yeah.
That's the like extreme version of drinking around the world.
That's
Yeah,
pro level.
Now that
that's
they have
bragging
Uber, they
rights.
should do like drink around the resort, and you have to go to every single resort and get a drink.
Oh my god, that's
That would be a lot
alcohol
of fun.
poisoning.
I mean, the monorail bar crawl is pretty doable.
Oh, are they now? Is there going to be like a Skyliner bar crawl?
Oh, I'm in.
All right, let's plan that out because I don't know what resorts does the Skyliner hit.
Art of Animation.
Caribbean Beach, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm.
This is
The
not the
new one,
question
right?
at all, but thank you for kickstarting.
Isn't it going to be at the new one, the Riviera or whatever?
Oh yeah.
But that one's like right beside Caribbean Beach, isn't it?
Are they
So maybe
sharing the actual, what do you call it?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so the ones that are featured on it are Riviera, Art of Animation, Pop, and Caribbean Beach. So let's look at the bars at all of those.
while you're looking that up, can we just say like RIP pop prices being reasonable?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That definitely went out the window.
Oh, I was looking, since we're probably going in January, I was looking, and I think we're actually going to stay off property, but I was checking out Art of Animation, and it is just ridiculous to me. It's cheaper to stay at Kidani Village than to stay at Art of Animation and one of the
Well,
family suites. It's
yeah,
crazy.
the family suites are really expensive there though, but if you do get like the single family one, it's a lot cheaper.
Well, we needed a family suite because we have like a little brat
Mhm.
toddler, but yeah, it's still, it boggles my mind because it doesn't fit. It's still not like as convenient as you would think for it to be $400+ a night.
I mean,
Mhm.
especially because it's like you're really just paying for the theming. Like
Yeah, well, and the kid
the
bed,
accommodations aren't really any different than
here's
the
what
other
gets me,
values.
like the kid bed is the fold down like in front of the TV in the living room. So it's like it's not like you can put your kid to bed and then stay up in the common area, like because that's where the kid has to sleep.
Right.
So it's like if the fold down bed was like in the closet or something, then you could still like put your kid to bed, then hang out together. That would make sense. But
So
All right.
hopefully
Put
we
your
answered your
kid.
question, Trisha.
Yeah,
What?
definitely.
wait,
You
what?
just put your kid in bed in the room and then leave and go somewhere else, right?
That's how your kid gets stolen and you go to jail.
Not you. I mean, you lock the hotel room behind you, huh?
Have you heard about Madeline McCann?
Heard about what?
Madeline McCann, she got kidnapped like 15 years ago.
Oh,
It was a major, it's like worldwide news. Google her.
just for the record, I was totally joking, but also
I know.
that's why I'm not a parent yet. So
I mean, it would be nice, but
All right, so it looks like all of these resorts have pool bars. The only one that doesn't have one is the Riviera. So we're gonna count on that one having a nice bar because it's DVC. But let me give you the names of all of these. So if you want to plan your own Disney Skyliner bar crawl, you absolutely can because each one of them has a pool bar. So it looks like the first one would be the Banana Cabana at Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort. You have the, if it would load,
does
Petal-
Caribbean Beach not have like a regular bar?
They do not.
Or I mean, you could just go to the restaurant, maybe.
You could, but I mean, if we're talking just strictly bars, pool bars,
Yeah.
and this one's like an actual. Here, I'll send you guys the link to this one because it's actually like looks a little bit better than just a pool bar. Like when I think pool bar, I think like just outside structure near the pool. This one's like an actual cabana.
Okay.
So here, I'll send you all the links to these. So yeah, the first one would be Banana Cabana. Then you have Petals Pool Bar at Pop. And
That is a legit pool bar, like what you just described.
what? Oh, Petals, yeah.
Yeah.
That is most definitely a pool bar. And then Art of Animation had one, but now I am not on their page anymore. Oh, there's just the drop off pool bar, which is also a legit pool bar.
So it's basically become a pool bar crawl at this point.
At this point, yeah. So bring your swim trunks because you're going to be breaking the rule of no swimming at the resort. You're not playing.
So I don't see the Skyliner bar crawl being as popular as the monorail one.
This will be
Probably
the bar crawl
not.
that I do. So yeah. Do we have any must-do drinks for drinking around the world? Because that got a little off of that question.
Aquavita.
No,
Ouch.
no.
Hmm.
I don't know. I've never, other than that one, I've not really had a terrible drink at Epcot.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite at all? I don't think I've drank around the world enough to know like if I have a favorite or not.
Hmm,
I don't think I've ever had a drink in Epcot.
blasphemy.
Well, I mean, this is coming from the person that doesn't drink, so
I mean, I do
drink often.
Epcot.
like, you know, like on New Year's Eve.
So we got to get Kirsten to Epcot on New Year's Eve.
It's not even really like an Epcot specific drink, but I really like the grapefruit beer in Germany.
Oh, is it like the shandy?
No, it's a Hefe, but it's like half and half grapefruit juice. So it's very refreshing. Like it's a light drink, and it's not, extremely alcoholic, obviously, but it's really, really good.
Yeah, I'm not a beer drinker, but I feel like I've maybe had some version of that, not at Epcot, but it's still pretty good even for someone that doesn't like beer.
Yeah, like it's definitely not it doesn't really taste like beer.
Yeah, I don't have like a specific one. I think, well, I know that the like festival kiosk alcoholic beverages are a joke as far as like alcohol content, but they usually taste really awesome. Like the Grand Marnier slush in France, which I think is Food and Wine Festival.
I think you're right, because I think I had one last year.
I thought you could get those anytime.
Can you?
I think so.
I think
you
I
can.
remember Will's mom getting one when we were there in high school, and that was not during.
Oh,
No,
well.
they have a place that's set up that does alcoholic slushes like all the time.
Yeah, I think
Maybe. Need to seek that out then. The Welsh Dragon in the UK is also really good. Comes in a fun little plastic stein.
What exactly is that?
It's like Midori
Mm-hmm.
and other alcohols. I don't know exactly what's in it, but it's very melony.
Mm.
And it's green, so it's cool.
So I'm going to say we probably have enough time for maybe one or two more questions. Are there any other ones that you guys want to do on here?
I see some that might be good to wait for the live show.
Do you want to highlight
Yes.
those just so I know which ones you're looking at?
Some that I want to prepare for.
Yeah.
Okay. That one.
Yeah.
I'll mark that.
I need to prepare. Where's my mouse? God. Yeah, I need to prepare for this one.
The character one? Or the cast? Oh, no, the cast member costumes.
Spoiler alert.
Sorry, I'm going to cut all of that. Oh, by the way, totally off air. I added a sheet in the top.
I thought you were going to say, I added a shit ton.
Yeah, exactly. I added a tag.
Now you definitely have to cut it.
I
Yeah, no.
always like listen to an episode where I know we had to edit something out, and I'm always terrified. I'm like, oh god, I hope Mario remembered to edit that part. So,
Don't worry, I listen back when I edit. So,
oh, good.
I added a tab for trivia stuff.
Yeah, I
and
saw
most of
that.
it most of it just came from like other episodes. So if there's like anything that you guys want to throw in there that I didn't put, just feel free to fill that out.
I like that this ones come in from episodes because then it kind of rewards listeners for listening.
Yeah.
A lot of times, it would kind of be fun to do some trivia questions about us too. I think.
Yeah.
Because then
I'll
you really had to listen to get those.
What is Brian's favorite attraction in Magic Kingdom? Who is Kirsten's favorite celebrity?
That's a good one, actually. I mean,
What is the podcast's favorite gas station to go to?
yeah.
Quick Trip.
No. Wah, wah.
Okay, so back to the question. I don't know. We can do the character one. That one won't be too hard. I don't think.
Okay.
Okay, so this last one that we're probably gonna do is what is your favorite character to meet and greet with from listener Will? I don't have a specific favorite, but I am a big advocate for character dining. I think that's probably the best way to meet characters, in my opinion. You don't get like a ton of time, but it's more personal, and I don't know. I like seeing characters interact with other people too.
Well, I would say Talking Mickey if that was still a thing.
Wah,
But-
wah.
I'm also just going to say Mickey in general because it truly just to me feels like meeting a celebrity.
I don't like meeting characters. Though whenever I was on my program and we had our like formal, they had villains and I got to meet Maleficent, and that was pretty fun. Scary but fun. And I'm gonna be lame and say that I am really excited because now Eli knows who all the characters are, like from Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. So I am excited to see him like meet Mickey and stuff whenever we're there next, because I think he's gonna be like, "Oh my God, it's Mickey Mouse!" It's so real.
Like mind blown. Maybe he'll change your attitude towards character meets.
Doubtful, but I'll
I
have
feel
to
like
get through it for a few years at least.
Yeah, I feel like it's probably going to be different now that you have Eli. Like, there's got to be, there's going to be a little more magic to it.
Yeah, but he also could be like me and literally just scream the entire time. You never know.
That's fair.
You still do that?
Luckily, I've grown out of that at this point, but
Yeah, I'm not a huge character meet and greet person. And generally, I like if I do meet a character, I generally prefer doing it with face characters. I feel like I don't know, as an adult, like you can be more interactive with them. But I will say, I think the favorite one that I've done somewhat recently was Stitch, who obviously is not a face character, but was very interactive and like it was actually a lot of fun. So.
I also think that the characters, when they have like special event costumes and stuff,
Yeah.
like, those are the ones that I like to meet, because they're like, that's a special picture that you get, like,
Street cred.
Yeah. Or okay, so another one, since we're talking street cred here, when they did Character Palooza, that was always cool. I don't know if they still do that.
I think they do. It's just really random, so you can't really like plan for it.
Yeah. Well, because that's their training thing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
Um,
definitely at least happened within the past few years because my best friend was there once and they were there was a Dr. Facilier out like in World Showcase, like wherever, like that little spot that they do it. Or is it
Yeah.
in Future World? I don't know. It's at Epcot, wherever it is.
It's oh my gosh, I've done it before. I believe it's like right between. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank on where it is, but there's like these big wooden doors. I think it's like right between Future World and World Showcase.
Okay.
There was also one for Phantasmic too that they used to do, but I don't know if I don't think that they do that anymore. But those were always like the things to, you know, the places to find characters like that.
They've also, I don't know if this is like an ongoing thing or what, but when I was there over Memorial Day weekend, they had like the most random characters out I heard. And when I happened to be there, like right at the, like, I don't know, right beside the train station at Magic Kingdom, that little, I don't know, brick paved place with the flag and stuff. There was Chicken Little and Abby Mallard.
Oh, I saw your picture with them.
And I was like, well, obviously I have to get this picture because it's never going to happen again. Like weird random characters. Plus, I'm like one of the 5 people in the world that actually liked that movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, so definitely should like look into that little area as you walk by because it's not impossible to meet real weird, rare characters.
Cool. So does anybody else have any other things they want to talk about this week before we wrap the show up?
I think we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good. I'll stop recording now.
Side note, I didn't want to say this on the episode because I didn't want them to start getting bombarded with questions or anything about it. But last time I was at Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar, one of my friends that I was with, my best friend's boyfriend, who's a stormtrooper, like knew our server, and they were like chit chatting, whatever, and they were like, yeah, you know, my friend here, like they're here and they're really big Disney nerds and whatever. And we drank and talked and whatever. And then when we were like signing the checks and getting ready to leave, he brought us these like little, you know, like Delta wings, but they were for Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar, like the logo.
Oh, that's cool.
And I was like,
That's
oh my,
really
I've
cool.
never even heard of this. And he's like, you can't buy them. Like they can literally only be given to you by someone that works here. And I was like,
That's
wow, what Disney
the-
magic.
That's the kind of stuff that they used to do all the time and was so cool, but then like people find out about it and it gets
The
ruined.
internet happened.
Which is
Yeah,
why I didn't
exactly.
say it on the episode. I was like, I don't want that to stop happening. So apparently from what I heard, it was like when Jock Lindsay's first opened, like the first few people of the day would get it, but now that it's been open for a while, they just give them out randomly to like people they think want them or deserve them or whatever.
Yeah, that's
Sweet.
I was real stoked on it. It's not like a trading pin or anything, but I wouldn't trade it even if it was, so.
right. Still a cool little piece of memorabilia.
Yeah. Made me feel exclusive.
So what do we want to talk about next week?
Can we talk about this crazy person who wanted us to like?
Yeah, like please plan my entire trip. I'm gonna give you little to no information.
Was this like
Right.
an email?
The one that's at the bottom here? Yeah.
Like,
So-
does this person is English their first language?
It can't
Good
be.
God, I hope not.
The best part of that was that Beth answered it.
What did you say?
What you did?
I responded to the email and I was like, we're not a travel agency, sorry, basically.
It says, "Hi, David. I think you have us confused with someone else. We are a podcast and do not any sort of reservations or booking. Thank you."
Oh,
I mean-
great. Well, we just lost 5 listeners there, Jack. Way to go.
Was his name really David Luscious?
I didn't notice
What?
that.
What
I need
the
to
heck?
see this email. Is it like an answered?
It's in listener feedback / responded. And the first one says that it says their email is travelagency euro455@gmail.com.
What the heck? My favorite part is the last sentence. However, the guests are to arrive by 3:45 p.m. approximately time.
Weird.
Oh,
So this was the other thing that I didn't get. It's a group of 5 adults, but all of them need single occupancy accommodations.
They must be rich. I want to go on
I
vacation
guess
with them.
so. Like, damn. 5 different rooms for 5 different people.
that is.
I just don't understand. How did he perceive us as someone that would do that?
I really think that this was a spam thing because travel agency euro455@gmail.com
Yeah.
does not. And his name says best regards, David Luscious.
Hey,
David
we got an
Luscious.
offer
That
to
is-
participate in an episode.
We should send him an email and be like, David, we'd like to hear about your recent trip. Please send us an email.
Did you
So we
see
can
about
have you on the show.
Brazilian thing? Who saw that?
The Brazilian thing?
The most recent email we got. And
Oh, Disney BR podcast. They followed us on Twitter and they like everything that I post.
They're our biggest fans.
I am a longtime listener and recently, since November, created my own podcast. I was like, wait, you've only been a listener since November? That's not that long.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. So do we want to do something light again before the...
I like this
Live
idea
show.
of the nostalgia thing that Rebecca sent. What Walt Disney World means to them. Take it park by park if you want and talk about first memories or how sights and smells affect you when you're there.
Oh, that'd be
That's a good
cool.
one.
Funny
I like
stories
that one.
about past vacation and anything memorable that helped fuel your love of all things Mickey Mouse.
Why do we have? Is this in Portuguese for everybody else? This
The
PayPal email?
PayPal thing? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I just ignored that.
Weird. Sorry, which email was that?
It's from Rebecca. It's under our little mini fans email.
Oh, okay.
Our little
Yeah.
mini fans email. I'm still upset. I'm the only one that hasn't gotten followed by him.
Oh man, dude,
He
10
likes
out of
everything I
10.
post, which is weird because all I post are pictures of Eli.
Did you ever respond to him when he messaged you?
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
After I realized that he was just like a little kid.
Yeah, it soothed my soul a lot when I found out he was a little kid because I was like, "This is so creepy." I
did
was like,
you go and
"Aw,
like
he's a
unlock
kid."
your door after that?
Yeah. I was like, "Aw, he can't even drive yet. He's not coming to get me."
Oh, and that's
I don't-
funny. I follow this like special needs account and they just post like pictures of kids with special needs and like you can send in your kid and their story or whatever. And they follow me back. And so for 4th of July, I posted a picture of Eli in his 4th of July shirt. And I said, a salute to all nations, but mostly America, in quotes. And then I put dash Sam. And,
Oh, I saw that. I saw when she
and
called.
they commented and they said, how cute you are, Sam. And I was like,
Oh,
I wanted to
Oh,
respond, but I was like, it's not worth it.
I mean, honestly though, like, do you think a kid that young actually had that quote?
Yeah, no. I was like, this is weird. And then I'm like, crap, I hope other people don't think that because the quote comes off as like obnoxious if you don't know what it's from.
Oh goodness.
wait, I thought he used to have photos.
Who?
That kid.
He did. Does he
Well,
not anymore?
No, he's tagged in photos, but he doesn't have any posted.
Oh, I don't follow him I didn't. I should follow him. I'll follow him
I
back.
didn't want to. Yeah. Oh my God, he must live near me.
Oh boy,
That's
you need
creepy.
to lock that door.
I do need to lock
You
my
about to
door.
jump on a
That's the
scooter
young
and be
couple.
over there.
There's a
It's not
picture of
too right.
like he's tagged in at Carowinds, which is the theme park that's like an hour and a half away from me. And then there's a picture of him on a go-kart at Frankie's Fun Park, which I know there are a couple, but there's definitely one like 15 minutes away from me. He's getting closer.
Next thing you know, there's gonna be a picture of him outside of your house.
No. Oh no. Okay, cool. It's the one it's in Raleigh, so he must live in North Carolina.
That's only like 1 Carolina away.
Yeah, but Raleigh's like 4 hours away from me, so that's a long way for a 10-year-old to drive.
Is he really just 10?
I mean, I don't know how old he is. I think he's maybe like
He
12.
said 2025. He's planning ahead.
So if he's that means he would be graduating high school in
Don't say it. It's gonna make you feel
2024,
so
right?
old.
Well, it
I guess.
depends. I mean, I guess. I don't
Like,
know.
it depends on what year he's trying to do DCP, but like that's like he can't be any older than middle school age. I don't know. I'm really bad at telling ages now. So, are we gonna do this nostalgia one
That
for
sounds
next
good to
week,
me.
or
Sure.
cool? I'm going to be out of town for a conference, but I'm gonna bring my laptop and headset. So if we need to record, I can do it pretty much any day.
I
The
can't
only
do it
day.
Wednesday.
What was that?
Not do it on Wednesday.
The only day I can is Monday. Every day after that, I'm pretty much
Yeah.
free.
Same here.
I'll be back on Thursday, so maybe we could just plan
Thursday.
for Thursday.
Okay.
Sounds good. All right. Well,
Cool.
I will talk to you guys then.
All right, bye.
See
Bye.
you.
Bye.